History of it as well. So I want you guys to like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I really appreciate you guys for like subscribing, sharing, and commenting as well. So I really do appreciate it. It takes a lot for me to do videos like this and present it a certain way. So as we proceed, we are going to go inside of the lighthouse. So let's go.
I know, right? Exactly. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to use my phone again. That's what I was gonna say.
Because it's two towers. Like, it's not one of my favorites, but I will go back here again, of course. I will like see the Jersey Shore from right here and the New York Harbor right there as well. So this has been a very interesting lighthouse because I've never seen a lighthouse with two towers in it. So I've never seen that before. So I really never encountered like a twin lighthouse. Like, it's like, that's really just interesting. So I've seen unique lighthouses like Fire Island, Sandy Hook, and Coney Island, like those ones. Coney Island is the one that I filmed, but the Sea Association, they stopped me from filming because they're like, oh no, this is private property, you cannot film here. I'm like, well, I'm part of the Lighthouse Society. Like, I have my passport right here. But like but hey, well, that didn't happen, so I had to delete that video because it's not gonna look good for the YouTube or look good for the website or look good for you fans who's watching this. So my review of the whole lighthouse is that like it was good. The tower, it wasn't a lot of steps, so like it wasn't too steep, it wasn't too narrow, it wasn't too eerie as well, it wasn't too of anything. This tower is very perfect. It was a perfect lighthouse, actually. The history of this particular acre of land was really good as well. And plus, it wasn't too on the shore, it wasn't too inland, it was like in between. So this lighthouse was a perfect setting of what you can do. And plus, like, they have like an active cannon, I guess, to warn ships or to warn intruders. So I'm assuming this tower, this lighthouse was a fort at first, then it became a lighthouse, I guess. Or maybe it was a lighthouse in a fort, because some lighthouses were forts, mind you. They were U.S. Army forts and U.S. Naval base and Coast Guard stations. So like, but otherwise, yeah, my review, I'll give it like maybe an 8 out of 10 because we couldn't go inside of the other side of the lighthouse right here. So we couldn't climb up on the outside of the tower. So because it's during winter, that side is closed. I wanted to see that side to see that angle. But in the summer, maybe I'll do a quick little short video of me going inside of this this tower over here. So maybe I'll do that. But for now, we have to work with this for now. So we have to go on this side for now. But yeah, pretty much thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing. And please go on my YouTube channel, share it, grow the followers, grow the subscribers, share this stuff as well. And I'll see you guys later. So now we're gonna enter inside the lighthouse. This is what the top view looks like. This is the bottom view. If you guys who are surfing, you guys can surf during the summertime. So let's see from this view. You see from this view, you guys can do it from that view as well. Oh no, you can go ahead.
Sorry.
You're fine. So you can see from this view over here and see from this. So we're gonna proceed to go inside of the lighthouse. So we're gonna proceed to do that. There's a couple of ships out here commissioned right now. So I'm not sure which side it is. We're gonna go on this side. So we're gonna go in here. Oh wow, this is amazing. This is based on a movie. If you guys seen this movie, you've seen this movie before. I'm assuming these are the different ones here. Montuckets. Montuckets? That would make sense why they call it Montauk. I get it. Lots of land.
Papa, guck mal die auf dem. Kannst du mir mal auf Deutsch vorlesen?
Viele Jahre verbracht am Ostende von Nautical und hat die ganzen Geschichten von den Indianern studiert. Die Storys, die Geschichten gesammelt, die Sprache gesammelt. Und bis 1996.
Ich auch.
Ist der mit 96 gestorben?
76.
Es 76 viele. Und dann 9 und dann 77 und 78, 79 und dann 90.
Ja.
Und wann ist es älter?
Wampum? I heard of a wampum before. Oh, okay. So that's what's called a wampum.
Für die Pferdereifen.
Red thundercloud. Oh, how many Pocahontas is around? Got this right here.
Papa.
The King of Montauks.
Von 76 gestorbenes Foto machen. Kannst du mal von dem Foto machen?
Das habe ich gerade schon vorgelesen.
Ich meinte Foto.
Muss Anja machen.
Wyandanch, Nantucket. Wyandanch.
Das Lied.
Komm raus jetzt.
This is something. Montuckets. Ah, look at this. This is nice.
By 1967, the Coast Guard decided it was more cost-effective to abandon the lighthouse and erect a steel tower with a light further back from the front, rather than try to stop the erosion. Resolved to save the lighthouse,
So this is what the whole Montauk area looks like from the lighthouse
Hours were spent terracing and fighting with love.
all the way inside in.
The efforts paid off, and soon
It's a nice coat.
here to the Coast Guard
Imagine if this thing moves.
would be saved. What followed was a rare and impressive collaboration of federal and state agencies with private citizens.
You guys can stop the video and read the captions. I'm giving you guys a whole synopsis of the whole place because we're gonna be here all day and doing all that stuff. So yeah, so you guys can stop the video and you can read it. Because there's a whole lot to explore. Look at that beautiful view. There's a whole lot to explore over here. Ah, look at these harpoons. Hey guys, remember in the whaling museum at Cold Spring Harbor when a black man made the flipping harpoon, so when it hits you, it flips onto you and it gets stuck onto you? You guys remember this, right? I forgot his name. His name is Lewis. Yeah, Lewis the Slave. Remember when Lewis the Slave invented this? So yes, a black man has invented this. So when it kills the whale, it locks it in. We have contributed so much to history. This one too as well, the same thing. Also, they said a black man invented this as well. Lewis, there you go. A Targo harpoon invented. You guys can stop the video and you can read it. Now you see it from this view, what it looks like. There's a well. And yes, there are wells out there because the water is much more deeper. Opposed to South Shore. South Shore is more shallower, North Shore is more deeper. So there's a lot of whales that comes out here as well. Have I ever seen a whale out here? Not yet, but I will in my career, in my lifetime. I will though, but not right now. I haven't seen it this winter. It usually come around the winter. Right, so you guys seen this? The fishing rods here. If you guys are fishermen, you guys like fish, there's a fishing rod. So don't forget guys to stop the video if you want to read all this stuff because we have a lot to see. The harpoon's over here and this is over here. So then you got this one, commercial fishing, sports fishing on a chart. Now let's see what's down there. Oh shoot, I forgot about this part. Ice tongs. What ice tongs look like? Let me see, number 7. Oh wow, this is what this is. Fisherman's outfit here. All right, so this is what it looks like from the far view. All right, shipwrecks. Now we're getting to the good part. Look at this baby right here. Oh my goodness. I think I've seen this in the Merchant Marine Museum episode yesterday. The same ship. I think. I'll recap. I think we did. I think. You guys can stop the video because we have a lot to learn. We have a lot to see. And there's a lot of theory over here. So I'll give you another 360 view of this. And whichever. The reason why when it comes to these theories on the museum tours, I tend not to talk too much because I want you guys to learn something. So like I said, you guys can stop the video and you can read it for yourself. So this is a virtual tour. So right now we are right here. And I live right here. We're gonna illuminate the screen. And the whole thing should start lighting up, I guess. I love how these museums are so interactive. That's a fun educational way to learn, is interactive. Let's see what this bad boy is. Oh, I love this one. This one, I'm assuming it's a warship. This has to be a warship. It's not a cargo ship. Look at all those masses. Let's see under it. Look at the rudder, look at the bow, look at the stern. The anchor is like right there. I would love to sail a ship like this. Let me see. This is the HMS Cullinan model. Yeah, so this is a warship. This is probably a steam cargo ship. This bell is right here. All right, let's see. We gotta zoom in. Don't forget, guys, you can stop the video and you can read it.
Yes.
Did you see this little stir? Where are you? Here. So I guess the lighthouse keeper lived in this space, right?
Now we're gonna enter on the other exhibits, and then we're gonna go on top of the lighthouse, the moment you guys have been waiting for. Folks, so this has been a really, really great video. Now, Montauk, their steps was much more steeper, right? And it was much more steeper. It was much more shallower than Fire Island. Fire Island was much more wider, so it wasn't as dangerous as Montauk. So something about Montauk vibes, it gives it that ghostly feeling, if you understand what I'm saying. It gives it that like eerie feeling, you know, not in a bad way, but in a good way. So overall, my view, I'm glad you guys were able to saw inside of the lighthouse, as you can see over here. I'm glad you guys were able to see it inside of it and see on top of it. We couldn't go on top, just like in Fire Island. We couldn't walk around the whole perimeter and see the 360 view. You guys saw 360 view, but we couldn't walk around it as we did in Fire Island. But I love Montauk Lighthouse. I love it. I love the history of it. This has been founded by George Washington. Many people of color has built this place, as we saw in the exhibits. Majority of those workers was people of color, Native American, Black people, Hispanic people, or whatever. People of color in general, we built this. You know what I'm saying? We built this whole thing. And I really wish we need more recognition. I wish we have more recognition of what we've done. We break our backs to get freedom, mobility in society in the United States. And I just really wish there was reparations and reconcile and recognition of what we have done. So joining this industry has made me proud to be a colored mariner, because this is a great industry, but we have contributed a whole lot. Now, this is not no race video, but it's just that, like, facts is facts. It's in the exhibit. As you saw in the video, it's inside the exhibit. Now, this has been a great place for me to learn more about the lighthouse and stuff like that. So, as you can see over here, the waves are very heavy. People who are surfing, yeah, of course you can surf here in the summer. I came here during the winter, and it wasn't as high as it is now, or maybe it was a bit low by the time I came here. And honestly, like, I did promise you guys the beach area. I did promise you guys this. So we're gonna go to the beach area, but this will be, well, let me just say this. We're gonna go to the beach first, and then I'm gonna end it like this. And thank you guys for watching, liking, share, subscribing, and please share this. Please help me make some money off of this, because, you know, like, I'm doing this for profit, but at the same time, I love showing nautical history. I love showing nautical activities. I love showing maritime activities. I love showing beaches. I love traveling to different places and show you guys the nautical history with traveling. I really love it. It's like a hobby and passion of mine to share with y'all. But at the same time, nothing is not for free. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, ain't nothing for free in this world. Something has to get paid for something. This is worth paying for, because you see a whole virtual tour. I try to show everything as much as possible. Everything as much as possible. But, however, like, please like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna make my website soon, as soon as I get 50 subscribers, my Patreon and all that jazz, and keep on pumping nautical content for you guys and stuff like that. So this is what we're on, a board platform with a lot of the lines here. So you see a lot of the lines, and you see a couple of houses. Don't forget, you go to a gift shop. And also, when you come to the Montauk during the summer, great time for kids. Great place for kids and family, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you want to do. It's $8 as admission. They're going to give you 2 tickets. The tickets to go inside of the lighthouse on top right there, and another one for parking. So if you're driving here, you will pay like $8 for parking, just for the whole scenery. If you're taking a bus, you take the Hamptons Inn bus. I'm not sure how much that is, but I'll find that out for you guys if you're coming to New York as a tourist. Also, if you're carpooling, which is a good idea, I feel you guys should carpool. What else? If you're taking the LIRR, in New York we call it LIRR, the Long Island Railroad. If you're coming from the city, you know, you will take whatever you are in New York City, you will take the Long Island Railroad to the Montauk branch. Then you take a little cab to come to this lighthouse. Or you could ask your friend, family member, significant other who lives around here to pick you up and drop you off here. Now, if you don't want to do no payment or nothing like that, the lighthouse will be closed at 4:30 during the summer and fall season. You will have to come here at 4 o'clock, and you get free parking, and you just roam around. You just roam around this area for free. If you don't want to know, if you don't want to pay nothing, you roam around here for free. There's hotels involved. There's a variety of hotels. There's like great for a couple's getaway, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we're gonna head to the beach. So I give you a closer view. We're gonna go inside the gift shop, and like I said, there's the outro of this video. Like, share, subscribe, and Kevin the Navigator. I'm out. Thanks, guys. video about a quick short sea story. Now, when I went to a lobster boat, and for like not really internship, but like it was in Maine. So when I traveled to Maine, and there was like a lobster thing going around, so I went on a tour for a lobster boat. So it was really cool, and how the fishermen showed how they capture lobsters and how they catch lobsters and what they do with lobsters. So it was really cool that they took out a whole trap bucket full of lobsters, and then we brought it back into the kitchen, and then they gave it to the chef and they cook it right on the spot. And then I appreciate those lobster fishermen that really like took time, because catching lobster is not easy, and it's very risky too, because if you don't handle it correctly, the claw can really bite off your finger and pull it out. So lobsters is a really interesting crustacean creature. Staten Island Ferry. If you guys rent a car, you have to go through the Verrazano Bridge. There may be a toll, but try to use your feature that avoids the toll. So you got two options: either the ferry, as you see over here, or if you drive here, you gotta take the Verrazano Bridge and avoid the toll. But if you want to pay $6 for the toll, that's fine. It's cashless. So yeah. So as we get inside of here, we're gonna take a whole tour inside of here and get these bad boys stamped. And I'll see you guys soon.
These lighthouses were selected by patrons of the museum. They gave us a significant financial contribution, so we asked them to choose a particular lighthouse that they had an interest in. We tried to obtain the model of the lighthouse. We put it on display with their name underneath. Now, if we couldn't find the lighthouse, a model, because the company that makes these lighthouses is called Harbor Lights. They don't make lighthouses for every lighthouse in the country. We got a photograph. So in some cases, you'll see photographs of lighthouses as opposed to the actual model.
Okay.
From New York, we have quite a few on display here. Let's see, Montauk Point, you're from Long Island, so
Yeah.
you might be familiar. This is probably one of the more famous ones, along with Fire Island, which is down here, I think. Fire Island, located on the southern shore of Long Island here.
Right there.
But we do have several from New York State as well. If you ever on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, underneath the George Washington Bridge, you have the Little Red Lighthouse, Jeffrey's Hook.
That's what I was looking for. I was looking for that lighthouse.
Yeah, it's called Jeffrey's Hook, but it's been nicknamed the Little Red Lighthouse because it's underneath the George Washington Bridge. Before the bridge was built, that lighthouse was very important because that's a very narrow section of the Hudson River with a lot of traffic. And so this lighthouse would obviously make sure boats and ships didn't get too close to the shoreline because of the reefs. Once the bridge was built and it opened in 1931, the lights from the bridge were lights enough. So this was basically decommissioned. And it's only open once or twice a year in the fall for school groups. But it's at the bottom of Riverside Park on the Upper West Side of Manhattan there. Did you take the ferry today to come to Staten Island?
No, I drove. I thought about taking the ferry, but I was like, let me just drive, and then next time I'll take the ferry.
Well, here's what you will see. This is the one that's closest to Staten Island. We don't have a model of it, as you can see, but Robbins Reef is so close to Staten Island that the lighthouse keeper who lived here for many years, when you come over here, you'll read about Kate Walker.
Okay.
She raised 2 boys in that lighthouse, and when she got them up on a Monday morning, she actually rowed a rowboat to Staten Island because it was closer than rowing to Jersey.
All right.
Left them on Staten Island with their family for 5 days, and on a Friday afternoon she picked them up. So this is the one that's closest, and if you take the Staten Island ferry, you see it right away when the ferry leaves the pier. Now we have a 4-minute film. If you'd like to see it, step inside the lighthouse, and while you're inside, I'll stamp your book. And when you come out, I'll give you your book back, and I'll tell you more about the museum.
Okay.
So just step inside there.
Sure. Thank you.
Bucking a storm, sailing blind in the black of night, a helmsman aims for hidden shore. Crashing into rocky headlands spells certain death. Where is safe harbor? Lighthouses came to guide the way. By the 1750s, young America needed a growing economy. Imports, exports, international commerce, tariffs from shipping, all were deemed essential. But navigation had to be made safer. The first Congress passed the Lighthouses Act. For over 300 years, America has built and maintained lighthouses, more than 1,000 of them. They are as diverse as the American landscape itself. Soon, the shorelines of America were graced by a string of the world's most unforgettable lighthouses. This site, the General Depot, consolidated services and supplies to U.S. lighthouses and lightships. A Fresnel lens is the heart of many lighthouses, both a core working element and an aesthetic masterpiece. America splurged on this expensive lens from Paris with its superior system. Hundreds of prisms bend and magnify light into a powerful beam. Those who tended these lenses had to endure extreme weather and prolonged isolation.
The sea is never still, and when agitated, it roars, shuts out every other sound, even drowning our voices.
A lighthouse keeper has got to be a jack of all trades, and a master of every one of them.
A man had just as well die and be done with the world at once, as to spend his days here.
Beginning in the 1960s, the Coast Guard began a program to automate lighthouses, eliminating the need for lightkeepers. Navigation technology turned to radar and satellite-based GPS. By the 1990s, many American lighthouses and lightships were obsolete and put out of commission. Hundreds were abandoned, fell into disrepair and slow decay, or were destroyed. But like a beacon, the beauty and heritage of these monuments attracted lighthouse lovers across the land. The National Historical Lighthouse Preservation Act of 2000 enabled the Coast Guard to sell or give away lighthouses. Volunteers stepped up, inspired to protect and restore lighthouses.
My wife and I had a great interest in the Grays Harbor Light Station because it's an architectural masterpiece. We have been volunteers continually since we retired here 9 years ago, and the lighthouse remains the focal point for us. People still use the lighthouses to navigate, and you can travel up and down the coast here and any coast, and if you have a light list that gives the signatures, which are the flashes, you can navigate up and down with those lighthouses alone. So it's still an important part of the navigation history
and tradition. It needs to be restored. It's going to be expensive to do so.
We've done 2 studies now on what needs to be done, and we intend to remain involved and get the job done.
Lighthouses are an integral part of our nation's history and worthy of respect and care as sentinels of our maritime culture.
Oh,
Did you
perfect.
enjoy the film?
Yes, I enjoyed it a lot.
Good, good. I gave you 3 stamps, even though you haven't seen Robin's Reef. I'll just assume the next time you take the ferry, you'll be on the lookout for it. So you have the one for the museum, and obviously you've seen the Statue of Liberty quite close. Like I said, for a brief period of time, it did serve as a lighthouse. So you have to. I didn't want to close the book because I don't know if the ink is dry. So whenever you feel capable of closing the book, but like I said, it should be drying shortly. I don't have any tissue paper to put there.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. Let me just show you 2 more lighthouses on our wall
Sure.
of lighthouses before you walk around and look at the exhibits.
Sure.
Just to give you an idea of how old some lighthouses are. We have 2 that go back to ancient times. The Colossus of Rhodes is considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This was built on the island of Rhodes by the Greeks before Christ was born, and it was a statue of Helios, the god of the sun.
Okay.
And as you can see, he carries a torch, similar to obviously the Statue of Liberty. In fact, the Frenchman who designed the Statue of Liberty said he was inspired by this statue.
Okay.
But in ancient times, it was some poor Greek's job to climb to the top of that every night and light a bonfire to keep it through wind and rain lit, because there was no electricity in those days.
Okay.
It's no longer standing. It did collapse because of a hurricane into the earthquake, into the water. And if you sail into Rhodes Harbor today, a tour guide will point out the rocks on either side of the channel.
Okay.
Those rocks were the pedestal on which this statue once stood. Now, as old as this one is, it isn't the oldest one in history.
Okay.
That goes back to ancient Greece, to the Pharos of Alexandria. This was constructed 280 years before Christ was born.
Okay.
But it was actually built by the Greeks, not the Egyptians, because Alexandria was a Greek colony named after Alexander the Great. So it was 450 feet high, built of marble. At the top, once again, a bonfire, but there was a canopy over on this one, so that would protect it through the wind and the rain from obviously being doused, the flames.
I see it.
Archaeologists have found pieces of this lighthouse in the harbor of Alexandria today. So this is a recreation of what it once looked like. Usually when I'm pointing this out to little kids, their eyes wander over to this one here. This looks like something out of a Harry Potter movie.
It does.
Yeah, it goes back to medieval England.
Okay.
That was the Eddystone Lighthouse that was built partially of wood, and that was eventually going to cause a problem. But these things sticking out are very intriguing.
Okay.
Before electricity and elevators, how would the lighthouse keeper get the goods up to the top of the lighthouse rather than carry them up a heavy winding staircase? So these were actually pulleys that would stick out, and he could pull up the heavy cargo or goods to the lighthouse tower. Now, because the bottom half was made of wood, it eventually caught fire and it collapsed into the sea. And so if you go to the southern coast of England today, this is the lighthouse that replaces it. So the modern Eddystone Lighthouse was built of stone. So it's standing in the harbor today, and it's withstood the test of time.
Okay.
Like I said, most of them are from the United States, but here's one from China.
This one's interesting.
Yeah, and I had no idea where it was located until a few months ago. We had a visitor from Hong Kong visit the museum, and so I asked him, have you seen this in the harbor at Hong Kong? He said no. So he took out his phone and he did some Googling, I guess, with his Chinese characters, and he found its location is in the city of Shanghai, which is on the east coast of China. It's a very cosmopolitan city. It doesn't have a lighthouse keeper today, but it is automated, so it does run, but it's basically in the harbor of Shanghai. So if you visit Shanghai someday, maybe you'll see it.
Sure.
Yeah, but like I said, most of them are from the United States. Let me tell you something about this building that we're in, as well as these other buildings that you saw when you were walking down the promenade. There's 7 buildings still standing, but originally there were 18. And this was basically the headquarters for the General Lighthouse Depot for the United States from 1864 until 1939, when this became a Coast Guard base. So I don't know if you noticed any of the dates on these buildings that have been boarded up. Yeah. The building next door is 1907. This building is technically the newest building, and it's the only one that's occupied. This was built in 1912, if you consider that new. It's over 100 years old. But the building that has the tarp on it, the black tarp on it, that's a very unique building. That was the administration building, and you'll see the date 1869 on it.
Yeah, I saw it on the top of the thing.
And these buildings we're trying to preserve. In fact, we hope to move next door into this building in 3 years. We're trying to raise enough money. We have so many exhibits in storage that we can't fit them in this building here. We hope to move into, that was a lamp shop, where the lamps, the lanterns were assembled, the parts, the lenses put together, and then they were shipped to all parts of the United States. So we've gutted that building. We hope to move into that building and basically reopen it in 3 years. We'll have a light tower on the roof. We'll have an elevator to take people up. So if you come back and visit us in 3 years, hopefully you'll see an expanded basically.
Sure.
This building that we're in will be turned into a cafe. So this
Okay.
is what our hope is for the future.
Okay.
Yeah, raising enough money. So that's a quick synopsis of the buildings that have been housed on this site. Oh, the building has the black top on it.
Yeah.
The administration building. That building is a unique form of architecture. It's referred to as Beaux Arts style. And the designer of that building was responsible for many of the buildings in Washington, D.C. That's why that building is being preserved. And with enough money, someday, we have no foreseeable date in view right now, they'll open that building as a bed and breakfast. So hopefully this will be a much more active site in the next 5 to 10 years.
Right, to get more tourism.
Right,
more.
sure,
Got
in this
it.
area of Staten Island. So please walk around, take a look at all the exhibits. If you have any questions, call me over. My name is Charles. Hopefully I can answer them for you.
Sure, you answer almost everything.
well.
Everything is, you answer almost everything. Because I was about to ask more questions about it. I was like, you nailed every little nail
Not
on the
everything,
coffin.
but I'm learning, okay?
This is wonderful.
Yeah,
like,
so I noticed you visited Fire Island and basically
Montauk.
Point. That's great. Have you visited any other states, or you're just starting your journey on lighthouses?
I'm starting my journey on lighthouses while I'm in Maritime College.
Oh,
so,
all right.
So like
You're in SUNY Maritime?
Right.
Oh, great. Good.
So yeah, so I'm about to go to Sandy Hook, and then if I go further down, I'm about to go.
Oh,
to,
let me show you something.
Right.
Even though you missed the weekend, the Lighthouse Challenge was held this past weekend in
Okay.
New Jersey. This gives you all the lighthouses on the Jersey shoreline. So keep
This is perfect.
And you can just check off the ones that you visit. You know, if
Okay.
you got a car and you can visit them, you know, because you said you're going to Sandy Hook. That's the closest
Right.
one. Yeah, so these are all the ones in Jersey. And they do this every year. So maybe you can go on the website and find out when next year's challenge is going to be. And like I said, you'll basically fill up your book just with Jersey lighthouses.
Pretty much. And then Coney Island's inactive because it's been brought by private family.
Right, and it's Seagate. It's in a gated community. You really can't get access. But we have that over here on our list of lighthouses.
Because I was supposed to get that stamp, but the NYPD told me like that you can't go to Coney Island.
Yeah,
so.
right. But you can see, I was on a cruise ship that left New York in September because I was going to Bermuda for a vacation. And as we went underneath the Verrazano Bridge, there was the light, and it's still operating.
Yeah.
Even though there's no lighthouse keeper, it's automated. There's a beacon of red light, and then it's followed by white light.
Yeah.
So it's easily to see if you're ever on a boat going underneath the Verrazano Bridge. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, great, thanks, I appreciate it. Great, all right, you have a nice week.
I do have a question, right? So, okay, since I couldn't go to that lighthouse, how would I get stamped for that one?
That's I don't know. I guess you would have to go on their website to see if they have a website. Since it's not open to the public, I don't really know. If it's not open to the public, it might be difficult to obtain that one. Like I said, not all of them are open to the public. The ones that are, it's easy to get the stamps for those. But, you know, just Google Coney Island Lighthouse and see if there's a way you can obviously visit. I can't think of any other lighthouse. The only one that's, there's none in Queens.
This one's a Coast Guard station. I talked to one of the Coast Guard members during the career fair at SUNY Maritime.
It's on the Hudson, or?
No, it's all in Suffolk County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it's on the northern coast then of Long Island?
No, the southern coast.
The southern coast? Oh, Eaton's Neck. I'm not. See, a lot of them I'm not familiar with. I know there's quite a few from the Hudson River has lighthouses. In fact, some of them have been turned into bed and breakfasts that you can stay overnight. This is one right by Atlantic City. So if you ever go to the casinos in Atlantic City, this one I know is open to the public.
That's what I originally was gonna go today, but I was like, it's 4-hour drive.
Yeah, it's a long hour. Like I said, if you're going down to Atlantic City, then it's easy, you know, to stop up. But like you really need a summer day when you got plenty of time and you leave early in the morning. But like I said, these are the ones from New York and New Jersey, and most of them you can obviously get the stamp for if you visit them. But I really don't know how you would get Coney Island.
Folks, so quickly. So the thing is, what happened with the last video is that like my battery died. So I'm sorry about that. But last thing at least, I have this right here. So this is another memorabilia. And then I have this memorabilia right here. So this one right here. And then I have this one right here in the Hudson River. And we got these right here. So this right here is another memorabilia. And this is an animation map of Montauk. And then they gave me this. I think it's inside of this. They gave you this right here, but I'm not gonna need it. So thank you guys for watching, for all my lighthouse memorabilia, and there's plenty more coming up soon. There'll be more lighthouses for me to visit, more collectibles, more memorabilia, and thank you guys for supporting my channel. Enjoy the rest of the clips of all the recap. So let's go. All right, so good morning, good night, good afternoon, everyone. So it is your host, Kevin the Navigator, and I have this Coast Guard poker chip. So I'm gonna flip it. Watch me flip it. There you go, caught it. Now, however, the point of this video is that, let me give you guys an update. So this is gonna be a new video. It's gonna be an overall summary of all the lighthouses I've been to. Yes, I know you guys are looking for the Statue of Liberty video. That will be released maybe like around, well, here's the thing about the Statue of Liberty video is that the Statue of Liberty video, I have to correct English. The thing is with the Statue of Liberty video is that the Statue of Liberty, I have to go back to the Statue of Liberty and refilm there again due to the fact that because it was like bad weather and some areas I couldn't film because I'll like walk around with my phone and doing all that. So one of the park rangers mentioned to me in a nice way. He was a nice gentleman about it, and he said you can't film over here, not as yet, and plus you can't climb up the tower. You can only walk around the island, but you can't climb up the tower. I was like, oh shoot. My point of the Statue of Liberty was for me to climb up the tower. However, because I wanted to climb up to the tower and to show you guys like a whole view, a 360 view of the Statue of Liberty at the crown of the statue. So what I'm going to do is around spring or around like, it's March right now in Eastern time. So in the West is March. I don't know where you guys are from. I'm not sure what part of the world you're from, but in the United States, in the Eastern part of the United States, in New York per se, I will no longer be living in New York, so I'm going to be living in another state. So what's going to happen was around the hot spring or early summer, I'm going to go to the Statue of Liberty again and then try to climb up the tower of the Statue of Liberty, go to the crown and show you a 360 view, the history of the Statue of Liberty. And I'm going to go to Tybee Lighthouse, the Chesapeake Lighthouse, Cape May Lighthouse, the New England lighthouses, and I'm gonna go to the Maine lighthouse as well. And I'm gonna go to the Cape Canaveral lighthouse in Florida. I'm gonna go to the other Florida lighthouse as well. So I'm gonna go to many lighthouses as I can. I'm gonna go to the Great Lakes as well. So I'm gonna show the lighthouse on the map. So as we proceed, let's go to the map over here. So we're gonna walk to the map of the United States right here, and I'm gonna just point it out. I don't have no pencils or whatever, so I'm gonna point it out right here. So as you see right here, I'm gonna go to almost all the lighthouses from here all the way to down here into the Gulf Coast lighthouses, and then to the California and Pacific Northwest lighthouses, and to the Great Lake lighthouses. And fun fact, Michigan has over 100 lighthouses in the United States. The state that has the most lighthouses is Michigan. I'm surprised myself. But anyway, so I'm shocked myself because I don't know why Michigan needs so many lighthouses. Maybe because there's so many rocky shoals, or maybe there's so many like inland areas in the Great Lakes to the point that there's so much shipwrecks. Maybe there was like a bunch of shipwrecks that happened to the point that they need 100 lighthouses, but that is outrageous in a good way. For the Great Lakes, I expect like Florida to have it, or I expect the Chesapeake, the DMV area to have it, or I expect California to have a lot of lighthouses. But Michigan makes more sense. Geographically wise, it makes more sense of why they'll have 100 lighthouses, because if you see Michigan is two different lands. It's two different peninsulas. Michigan is two different peninsulas that is split apart against Wisconsin, in Illinois, and Indiana. So they're split between two peninsulas, and it makes perfect sense of why the 100 lighthouses. On one side where Detroit is at, and the other side where Flint or Transverse City, Michigan is at. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you my lighthouse passport, which is right here, and I'm gonna show you the lighthouses I've been so far. Once I show you all the stamps I got, then we're gonna do a whole recap of all the lighthouses I have walked in, been in. You may see the intros, you may not see like the whole inside of lighthouses, because you guys can watch the separate YouTube videos for that. I need more views on that, so do me a favor, guys. I need more views on that, because I'm not gonna put a whole 2-hour video and you guys can watch it individually if you want to see a specific lighthouse. Now, there's going to be a change within my career, my future career, and my life is changing drastically, especially when I went through a recent breakup in my romantic relationship. Nothing bad. Don't feel sorry for me. It's just that, like, I'm kind of happy it happened. It was for the greater good. But I'll talk about that when I go to the Statue of Liberty video. So when I go to the Statue of Liberty video, or when I go to another lighthouse around sometime in March or April, I'll talk about the breakup, my sex life drama, and climbing to the lighthouse and appreciating the natural scenes in the lighthouse. So as we proceed, we're going to go through everything in this passport. So I'm going to flip the camera around. So it can be flipped. And this is what it looks like inside. Yeah, sure. I know my information is right there. So, well, this not my number anymore. So this number doesn't work no more. So I changed my number. So don't even bother. So this is how you join the Lighthouse Society. In case you're wondering, how do I join the Lighthouse Society? So you go to the website, you call the number, or you go to visit your local lighthouse, and you buy a passport. This is only like $15 or $10, depending where you're going. Make a donation. These are the stamps you can put in your jacket, or there's stickers, other memorabilia, t-shirts, hats, mugs, whatever the case may be. So this is not a paid promotion. The Lighthouse Society is not paying me for this. I wish they were, but they're not paying me for this. But I'm gonna do 100 more. No, I'm going to do 95 more lighthouses before I even do a paid sponsorship. So anyone who's part of the Lighthouse Society, I'm a member of the Lighthouse Society. So I'm like in the beginner membership. But anyone who is like in the corporate or the board of directors of Lighthouse Society, please contact me and give me some sponsorship, because my goal is to hit every lighthouse of the world and the United States and its territories. So these are my stamps here so far. As you can see, show you right here. So my stamps right here. So this one, I went to Staten Island, the National Lighthouse Museum. Y'all should go there. If you guys come to New York, you can go to the Staten Island Museum. It's a lighthouse museum in Staten Island. So right here, I'm not sure if you can see it. This one is Montauk right here, Montauk Lighthouse. It's out east in Long Island. I'm from Long Island, so I'm not from New York City. I'm from Long Island. This one, Statue of Liberty, right here. So I told you guys, I got a stamp from the Statue of Liberty. I do have a stamp from them, but I couldn't climb up to the tower. So to climb up to the tower part, that's going to be a separate video when I climb up to the tower. This one's Fire Island right here. So Fire Island is one of my favorite lighthouses in Long Island. This part right here, you see this spot right here? This spot was supposed to be for Easton's Neck and Thornton's Neck in Long Island. Is one of the I think the 4th tallest lighthouses in Long Island. But the Coast Guard operates it. Is operated by the Coast Guard. So I wasn't sure if I was able to get in, but since they told me I can and just get a stamp, I can go inside of the Coast Guard, the lighthouse station, and just visit or visitation and stuff like that. Robin's Reef Robbins Reef is a small lighthouse, though. It's a small in the side of the New York Harbor, so it's really a small one. Like, you know, it's very small. It's not big, but it's a small lighthouse in the harbor. All right, so now you have the lightship Ambrose, which is in Manhattan. If you guys ever stop by Manhattan in New York City, you could go to the Seaport Museum. It's near Chelsea Pier. So Chelsea Pier is like the end of Manhattan. Not far from Battery Park, or not from the Statue of Liberty. That's how I was able to go from here to the Statue of Liberty right here. So this one, I went inside of there. It's so nice. It's a lightship. In case there's no stationary lighthouses, you have a lightship right here. See the next page. This one, oh shoot, I can hold this. This is from the park rangers in New Jersey. So the park rangers Lighthouse Society. They have their own little society. When you join the park rangers, there's a little club that they have in case when they off from their shift, from their job. That's their little society, you know, a little society club. They have their own stamp. So it's the Park Rangers Lighthouse Society division. Sandy Hook is a Sandy Hook Gateway, National Registry, small community. So right there, Sandy Hook Lighthouse right here. They said Sandy Hook is one of the oldest lighthouses in the United States, but I keep hearing that the Boston Lighthouse is the oldest, and I keep hearing that that the Tybee Lighthouse or the Alcatraz Lighthouse is one of the oldest. That's what I heard. So this is a Sandy Hook. The actual Sandy Hook is a replica of this. So they stamped both of these. This one is still Sandy Hook, but this is the recreational area where the fort is. I forgot the name of the fort. This one is Long Beach Bar or Little Bug or Bug Light. So this is in Long Island as well. Is near, is in between Connecticut water and New York water. So it's in between the water. So this is Bug Light. So Long Beach Bar, also known as Bug Light or Buggy Light. I went inside of there. There's a separate video on that. I'm going to go there again is because I didn't like how the footage came out. The footage came out blurry and my phone didn't have enough storage because I didn't bring my other camera. I didn't bring my other camera because I didn't feel like doing that. So I was being a little lazy. So, however, I just used my phone and then my phone didn't really like, whatchamacallit, my phone didn't really like save enough storage. So I had to end up deleting the footage and I forgot how to save it. So Little Gold Island right here. So as you see it right here, Little Gold Island. I'm pointing my pen so you can see it. Little Gold Island here. Plum Island. I've been inside of these two lighthouses. They're very nice. It's ancient. Honestly, they need to be maintained more because they're deteriorating. So these two lighthouses are very deteriorating, very bad. And I really wish there was like a lighthouse keeper that could maintain these two lighthouses. But they're restoring it. They're restoring it, and the restoration is being started. You know what I'm saying? They're getting it started with the restoration. The private community that's really operating these lighthouses, and the Lighthouse Society is for the New York division are doing that as well. So they're getting ready to operate these two things. All right then. So this is what I got from the Maritime Aquarium. Even though I haven't been to all of them per se, but some of them are not open to the public. Like for example, you see what I was saying about Eaton's Neck. Eaton's Neck's not open to the public. I have to get a special request from the Coast Guard because this is operated by the Coast Guard. Can you see the pen? Yeah, make sure my camera is right. This is operated by the Coast Guard. Stepping Stones, I've been inside of this. It's really nice. It's so ancient. Stanford Harbor. I have to take a boat ride, but I've never been to Stanford Harbor. But I'm going to go there probably next week after. Avery Point, I haven't gone there yet. Avery Point is located in Yukon in Groton, Connecticut. So Avery Point is literally across from University of Connecticut. So you got to go through the college to get to this lighthouse. Execution Rock, me and Brian, we've been there. We've been inside of there. It's really nice. It's in upstate. So it's past, when you go past the Bronx, it's in New Rochelle. New Rochelle is past the Bronx. So in case you guys come to New York, you will able to go there. It's a river lighthouse. So it's in the Hudson River. If you can see it closely, it's in the Hudson River. Sand Points, this is no longer active. It's there, but it's no longer active. So it's not open to the public. Great Captain's Lighthouse, I'm gonna go there in the summer. Stratford Shoal, I'm gonna go there as well. These two, I have never been there yet, but I'm gonna go there. And Twin Lights, which you saw the recent video. If you guys want to see the Twin Lights, then, you know, click on the video on the description below, on top or left or right, whatever you guys, how you're watching this video. Hudson River Valley Lighthouse, the Hudson River Society, the Maritime Museum for the Hudson River Lighthouse Society. They gave their personal stamp. And you have Roundout Lighthouse in Kingston, New York. That's upstate. That's upstate New York, not far from Buffalo. So right here. And as we're gonna proceed, these are all the stamps I have so far. Let me just see if I got more in here. No, I don't have any more in here. I don't. All right then. So there's more lighthouses I gotta do. Now I'm gonna show you more little memorabilia of my lighthouse adventures. Honestly, if you ask me, I like my lighthouses more than ships. Like, ships was like my first love, but when I fell in love with the real estate of lighthouses and climbing up the tower and looking at the beaches and looking at the ships passing by, I fell in love with more lighthouses than the actual ships itself. So ships is cool and all, but I'm more of a lighthouse keeper personality, you know what I'm saying? Especially with nature. You got deers, horses, little cubs and raccoons and other wildlife, like free wildlife. And you can see sea lions, elephant seals, and whales and all that stuff. That's better because I have land and sea. And I have a nice house I can sleep on a bed in. But I'm going to show you more memorabilia real quick. Give me a second. If I can find it. It's a little dark, so sorry about that, folks. All right. Go in my bag right here. Memorabilia here. So let's see how this works. All right. So I got these here of all the lighthouses and museums you guys can go. I'm gonna put these in the description below so you guys can see it. All right. So I got my folder of my lighthouse collection folder. I'm gonna get like a better legitimate folder, which I'll do soon. Should put in here actually. In here is actually better. So gotta see real quick. This is really good. You should go to this park. There could be a lighthouse here, but it should be. It can qualify as one. Mohegan Sun, sailing. All right. Whalers, Whale Museum. So one of the members gave me this, the New Jersey Lighthouse Society. So one of them gave me this. They were kind enough to do that. And so how you sign up, I'm about to sign up as well when I get the chance, so I can get like some free tours in Jersey. These are all the lighthouses here. If you can see it very closely, like this, and like this. Can you see it closely? There you go. And these are the active lighthouses that are active now. Well, I'll show it from this angle so you guys can see better. All right. So that one's there. This one's from the Hudson Valley. They gave me this in the lighthouse as well. When we went to Roundout Lighthouse. We went to the Roundout Lighthouse. It's in this region, in the Hudson River Valley. Very interesting. One of the most deepest rivers in the United States is the Hudson River in New York. Crazy, right? Different types of whales that comes in the Hudson River that can pass by the Hudson River. This one is Sandy Hook. This is a Sandy Hook map. This is where the map is located. For Sandy Hook, you have to pass through Sandy Hook to get to New York Harbor. So New York Harbor has like 4 ways. You have to go through Fire Island if you're going to Transatlantic, which I'll show you in the map over there. If you're coming from south, like from Florida, you have to go through Sandy Hook. If you come from west, you have to go through, I think, Chesapeake, and then you have to go through some type of waterway. But you guys who have been sailing around the world, you guys can comment down below. You guys who are lighthouse keepers or foremost lighthouse keepers, comment down below regarding of the ways to get to New York Harbor. All right. Wayne Wheeler, he's the founder of the Lighthouse Society. I'm surprised he's still alive. Okay. Anyway, it's a Lighthouse Challenge here. So Wayne Wheeler, he's the founder of the Lighthouse. He's been around for years. He said he was a former Coast Guard officer. And these are the Lighthouses Challenge in Jersey, which you have here. Mystic Seaport is a lighthouse there too. I went to the Mystic Seaport. I'm gonna show a video on that as well. The Native American Museum. Block Island, where the lighthouse is located. So they gave me this when I went to the Mystic Seaport. We were supposed to go to Block Island, but because that didn't happen, it was like off season. They gave me this to reserve for next summer. Sailing Museum. So this right here is the lighthouse. If you guys recognize what this lighthouse is, you guys can recognize that part. Can you? Is it open? I didn't get a chance to open this. So you can see this here. This lighthouse here. There's information here. So these are the cruises that I'm gonna go as a member.